Hi everyone, welcome to the beer garden. Now we are still counting down to the season end and there will be 9 meetings left. Today, along with Steve and Joe and myself, we'll be talking about the Wednesday race card at Happy Valley and we will be continue to talking about the triple trio race 5 to race 7, followed by our best bet and value bet. Sarah is not here today, but she will be joining us next time for our preview for the Charene meeting on next Saturday. So let's start talking about the first leg of the triple trio. Race 5, it will be a class 4 race over 1650 meters. Steve, who do you like in race 5?
Well, I thought this was verging on impossible, but you have to pick something. I went for number 12, Amazing News. He's yet to win in Hong Kong, but certainly knocking at the door. He's made the frame the last twice. He was second to Nimble Nimbus last time on yielding ground. And he was a beaten favourite with Morera on board. Morera keeps the faith. I think Blissful Star is possibly the one to beat after 2 seconds. And last start winner, Red Brick Fighter as well, looks to have a good chance. Not to mention the likes of Super Hornet as well, an interesting horse. But hopefully we can get a winner of Amazing News. I think he's okay drawn. So he's drawn 9's not the best draw, but we've seen horses, they can win from anywhere. But it's a competitive little race, and I'll take him for Joe Morera, who's after every win he can get because it's the Jockey's Championship and we're coming to the end.
Yes, quite wide open win in race 5. So Steve's selection, number 12, Amazing News. I think that he's quite consistent performance on his recent runs, and it is good to see that Joe Morera continues to ride him. And Joe, how about you? Who do you like in race 5?
In race 5, I actually took one down the bottom, and that's going to be the number 10 Noble Steed with Matthew Chadwick. He has now raced at Happy Valley for the last 2 starts on a soft ground and then on a good ground. And he looked to improve in that last run behind Toy Kuhn, who ended up winning that race back in May. He wasn't that far off, a half a length. And if you go back a little bit, he's 8 years old, so he does have some couple wins under his belt, but that wasn't since 2020. So I think there is a big improvement with him, especially going to Happy Valley. He has had some success at Happy Valley back, but he hasn't won in a long, long time. So I think his last win was at Sha Tin back in 2019. So I think that going down in class, going down in the rating, he was at one point a class 2 horse, and now he's going back down all the way to bottom of the class 4. I wouldn't leave him out. I think he could have a pretty good run at the end. The speed map suggesting he's going to be one of the back markers early. So I think with the 1650 with the one draw, I think he'll do fine. I think he'll try to if not win, at least get second or third for the place line. So I'm going to go with number 10, Noble Steed with Matthew Chadwick.
Yes, Noble Steed number 10 here. We see that he's not a young horse, but he's quite competitive at this rating. Last time out, we see him showing some great turn of foot last time out. And this time breaking from gate 1 will be quite ideal for him. And for me, in this wide open race, I will have my value bet here. That will be number 11, Super Hornet. He is quite young and quite up and coming. He started his racing career this season as a 3-year-old. And we see that at the beginning, he was racing at Sha Tin. Sometimes he shows some great performance, but he's not that consistent. However, last time out was his Happy Valley debuts, and he breaks well leading in the front, and then he could still keep till the end. I think that was quite impressive. Maybe the City Circus is much more suitable for this horse because I expect him to lead again, and shorter home turn that may be favorable for him to keep till the end. So this time, breaking from gates 2, carrying 118 pounds, and it is good to see that Lau Hewison will still be on board Super Hornets. So I'm quite looking forward to him, and I will have Super Hornet number 11 as my value bet in race 5. So to recap the first leg of the triple trio, race 5, number 12, Amazing News for Steve, and number 10, Noble Steve for Joe. Number 11, that will be my value bet here, Super Hornet. So we move to talk about the second leg of the triple trio, race 6. It is a class 4 over 1200 meters. Steve, who do you like in race 6?
Well, I think I could have picked about 6 or 7 here. I went eventually for number 8, Singapore Spirit, a son of Vancouver. Lightly raced, just had 5 runs, but clearly has plenty of ability. He went close in his debut, which was over course and distance. His last 2 runs have been okay. He had a good draw last time, but didn't. He didn't win. He was drawn in gate 2. Attempted to make all, and faded in the last 100 yards to finish 7th. But he wasn't beaten far. 2.5 lengths under Matthew Chadwick. Karis Teton takes over. Hopefully he can get off at the 6th attempt. But it's a very wide open race. The likes of Vamos and the top weight Exuberant with Zach Purton. Go from gate 10 has a chance. But for me, Singapore Spirit, easy for me to say, can hopefully win at the 6th attempt.
Yeah, so Singapore Spirit number 8, he is quite up and coming, and I think that he's still improving. This time, breaking from gate 7, he may stay behind the leader, which will be quite good position for him. And Joe, how about you? Do you have any outsider you like here?
I do. It is going to be number 12, Chunghwa Ginseng. Now, if you go back a little bit, his last 2 performances weren't that great. But when he was spelled back in December at the end of the year of last year, he was pretty consistent, having a first at $41 on the all-weather track, and then a lot of seconds. And one of the form lines that I looked at when I was looking at Chunghwa Ginseng was he was behind Valiant Elegance back in June, so towards the end of last season. And we've seen Valiant Elegance. This was in a class 5, so they were both at class 5 at one point. And then now Valiant Elegance with Lyle Hewitson, who's been riding him a lot, is in a class 3. So I think that getting that second there, I think he does have some abilities. 5 years old. Yeah, I think he's looking for this trip too, because he's been doing a lot of 1,000 meters. I think he just needs that extra 200. I think he needs that extra, I think furlong, half a furlong, something like that, towards the end. And the last season was pretty impressive. He's been there. He's had a win. But he's only had 2 wins in his career for a 5-year-old. So I think that going up in class, they're trying to do something with him, and he's only carrying not that much weight. And you do get Dylan Moe, who has had some winners in the past couple weeks. So I'm going to go with my value bet, number 12, Chunghwa Ginseng, number 12.
Yeah, so Joe's value bet on Wednesday, number 12, Chunghwa Ginseng in race 6. He's quite a fast horse, and if he breaks well from gate 4, I think from gate 3, he can just show some catch me if you can, because he is quite a fast horse. And this time ridden by Dylan Moe, never underestimate his outsider. He will surprise you always. And for me, my selection in race 6 will be number 6, Vamos. We see that he start his racing career in this season. And finally, I think that Happy Valley over 1,200 meters will be much more suitable for him, because he always to be a back marker. But we see that before when he was racing over 5 furlong here, maybe the distance was too short for him to chase well. So moving up to 1,200 meters, it will be much more easier for him to chase well, because it is not that dominated by the leaders over 1,200 meters at Happy Valley. And this time we see that Blake Sheen takes the ride on board Vamos. And before that, he had a great gallop on the track work with this horse. So I think that he's improving. And this time, gate 5 will be quite ideal for him. I hope that we can see him to stay in the midfield, don't stay too back, and he will be having quite a good chance here. So I will be looking forward to him. So to sum up race 6, for Steve, that is number 8, Singapore Spirit, and Joe has his value bet here, number 12, Chunghwa Ginseng. The price currently will be $22, quite a good price for him. And for me, I will go for the current favorites, number 6, Vamos. And let's talk about the final leg of the triple trio. That will be race 7. It is a class 3 over 1,200 meters. Steve, who do you like in race 7?
I went for Nikoni County, a son of Nikoni. He's a nice horse. He won on his Hong Kong debut over course and distance, and it was a nice win there. And he's had a relatively light season. He's only had 4 runs this year. The last time he ran well from a wide gate, he finished 3rd to Be Ready at 20-1. That was under Vincent Ho. Vincent Ho takes the ride again, and this time he's drawn on the paint. He's drawn in Barrier 1. So he has a very good chance. I like his chance. He's this is only his 5th run in Hong Kong, so he's unexposed, nice horse. But it's a very wide open race again. The likes of Be Ready and Flying Season have a good chance. And also Attula Bagil, who disappointed last time when I picked this horse. Now, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he bounced back and probably beat my selection. But you just have to cross your fingers and hope that I've picked the right horse. So yes, Nikoni County for me.
Yes, I agree your selection, Steve. Number 6, Nikoni County. It is good to see him continue to race at Happy Valley, his favorite track in Hong Kong. And Joe, who do you like in race 7?
As much as I really wanted to take Nikoni County because that was, I think, a best bet when he won on debut, I took one down the bottom. I took Super Mission. I mean, like this horse has been been a model of consistency since the beginning of the season. He hasn't placed below 6th, and going up in the rating, I think he did okay in his last run as a favorite, being second to Rise from the Ashes, who looked really good in that race back in June the 1st. You go back a little bit, he did race at Charene on a HKIR day with Ryan Moore up and got a second in the Beauty Generation handicap against Good Runner. So I think that he is going up in the ratings. You do get the lightweight on him, and you do also get Matthew Poon, who is going to take a kilo off as well. I think he's running pretty good. I mean, the penultimate race was good against Hercules, and he was carrying a top weight in that race. And I think this is the trip he wants because they tried him over the 1400, and I think he just wants something a little bit shorter. And once they did that, he was getting second, first, and third. So I think that if Nikoni County and Super Mission are going to be mid-pack, I think that Super Mission will let him go ahead of him and then make his move on the turn. So I think Matthew Poon, Super Mission, number 12 for me. I was going to take a Tuli Bigil, but that one's been costing us a lot of money. So because I think I've probably picked him before. So yeah, I'm going to go with Super Mission number 12.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Joe will go for another horse from the bottom, number 12, Super Mission. I think that he's still competitive here because last time out it was quite impressive to see him race well in class 3. And for me, I will agree with Steve. I also like number 6, Nikoni County. It just like Steve and Joe just mentioned that he was a debut winner at Happy Valley. It is never easy for horses to do that. And after that victory, I think that he just needs some time to adapt to the new rating and the higher rates. And this time breaking from gate 1 will be very good for him. I think that he can get the rail for the whole trip. And this time I think that he tried to race at Charene before, but maybe that was not that suitable for him. So good to see him back at Happy Valley. And then I think that here he's quite a good chance breaking from a good draw and also ridden by Vincent Ho. So I think that he is now can win. He can win again on Wednesday. So to recap race 7, Steve and I will both go for number 6, Nikoni County, and Joe will go for number 12, Super Mission. So that's all for the triple trio selection by us. And then we move to talk about our best bet. Steve, who will be your best bet on Wednesday at Happy Valley?
I went to race number 4 and the 2-horse Pleasant Endeavour, who I picked last time when he won. I don't think there was one race in the whole card that I was really confident over, but I thought Pleasant Endeavour, he's a nice horse. He won very well last time over course and distance under Derek Lung, who gets on really well with the horse because the horse has run twice. He won over 5 furlongs at Charene, then 6 furlongs at Charene, and now over course and distance here, all with Kevin Lung on board. So obviously, Derek Lung on board, so obviously gets on very well with the horse. And it's strange because he's had 15 runs and the first 13 of those were at Charene, so he belatedly came to Happy Valley, but he immediately seems to like it. He was a very good 4th on this penultimate run, and then he built on that last time to win over here. So it's a nice run on his 15th career outing. He's up £7, but he's still in class 4 company, and he's nicely drawn into. So we're still in the same class. Derek Lung on board. Pleasant Endeavour for me for the best bet.
Yes, so the best bet for Steve race for number 2, Pleasant Endeavour, the last time winner over the same course and distance. Derek Lung knows him well, and the trainer Ricky Yu recently also have some great performance. And Joe, who will be your best bet?
My best bet's going to be the last race, the class 2 race. I think that's the feature race of the day. The Staunton Handicap, 1,200 meters. I'm going to pick Eason, number 10, with Joe Moreira. So I think you could throw out that last race that he performed in where he got a 6 against Keep You Warm, who is the top weight in this race. But before that, with Joe Moreira, he's beaten a lot of other horses like Toronado Phantom, Stock Legend, and he's been first, second, first. The favorite right now is Lucky Suiziness, who also is a consistent horse and got a third, but he's carrying a little bit. He's going to have to give him 3 kilos now. So especially with getting the apprentice, or not apprentice, but getting the 1 kilo off with Matthew Poon, I think that weight difference is gonna be beneficial for Eason, because he's also drawn number 1, is where you want to be in these sprint races, especially with the run-in. But I think that Eason with the value, even if you go on a place line for getting even money, right now he's $7.50. Lucky Suiziness, you're going to get 2 to 1. I don't see any value in that. But you will get it on the place line with Eason. So I think that if Eason runs his race, if you throw out that last race, especially only carrying 53, I think he'll run a bold race, being a 3-year-old in class 2. So Eason does have the talent. I'm going to go with him. I think a lot of us have been on him before, and he's won for us or getting second. So Eason for me, number 10 in race number 9.
Yeah, so race 9 on Wednesday will be the feature race for the day. We see that many horses with some good recent performance will be here. So number 10, Eason, will be Joe's best bet. Currently, the price is 7.5. Yes, right. He will be just carry 118 pounds and ridden by Joe Moreira. Gate 1 will be very, very ideal for him. And for me, my best bet will be in the opener. I like number 7, Run the Table. He will be ridden by Zach Purden. We see that Run the Table before he scored 2 victories in Hong Kong, and that were both ridden by Zach Purden. He is the best jockey for him. And we see that last meeting at Charene on Sunday, Zach was just on fire. He scored 4 winners on that day, and now he and Joe Moreira is now competing for the Jockey Premiership. And Run the Table in the opener will be ridden by Zach. That will be quite good because he is the best jockey for the horse. And also this time, breaking from gate 2, I will be looking forward to him to show some good speed. And usually he likes to stay in the midfield, just like behind the leaders. And I think that this time, breaking from a good draw, he can still do it. So I think that Run the Table in race 1, currently the price is 6.4, and he will be my best bet on Wednesday. So to recap our best bet, race 4, number 2, Pleasant Endeavour for Steve, and race 9, number 10, Eason for Joe, and race 1, number 7, Run the Table for me. And how about our value bet on Wednesday, Steve?
Well, I went to race number 3, and that is the 12 horse Next Model. Gate 10, probably not ideal over the 1,000 metres at Happy Valley, but he's a course and distance winner. His only success in Hong Kong. He's got quite a modest strike rate of 1 from 18, but he's in decent form. He wasn't beaten far on his penultimate start over the straight 1,000 metres at Charene, and last time he was 6th here over the 1,200. And that was under Harry Bentley, and he keeps the ride here for Benno Young. He's just the kind of horse that I think might just pop up and surprise. But again, it's a very wide open race. See you again with Zach Purden. That horse has been knocking at the door. Yellowfin built on his debut, which was a low-key debut, but he built on it with a good second. Joe Moreira on board there. And Valhalla, stall number 12. Well, it's in the lap of the gods how good Valhalla does, but on debut, but we'll see how he does up there. But for me, Next Model, yes, my value pick in race number 3.
Yeah, so race 3, number 12, Next Model. Currently, the price is $12. It is good to see him finally returning to his best trip. That will be 5 furlong at Happy Valley. And I hope that gate 10 will not be a big concern for him because he is quite a fast horse. He is able to overcome the wide draw. And Joe, who will be your value bet?
Well, first off, I want to throw a little bonus in here. For the Jockeys Challenge, I see that Joe Moreira is $5.50 over Zach Purden, who's taking $2. I think he could take a good chance on Joe Moreira winning this card because he does have a lot of better mounts than Purden does. But then Purden won so many races, winning so many races in a row at Charene. But I think I take the $5.50. But anyways, my value bet is in race number 6. I'm
putting every penny on.
Yeah, I mean, look at his mount. I think he has a really good shot at winning because, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take Zach Purden at $2 unless you really like, the favorites. But yeah, race number 6, Chunghwa Ginseng with Dylan Moe. Like I said, I think he's before the spell after running 2 bad races. He was consistent before. I think that form will pop up in this race, especially coming up in class and getting the 1,200 that he wanted, and also John Barrier 3. So $20. I think in the place line you probably get about half of that. So that's actually not bad. So number 12, Chensa Ginseng, race number 6.
Yes, race 6, number 12, Zhonghua Jingshen. It is not easy to pronounce, just nearly the same as his Cantonese pronunciation, so it may be quite difficult to you to say it. Yeah, right. Dynamo takes the ride, this time carrying a light weight from a good draw. Never underestimate his outsider, and we should include him in our triple trio selection, race 6. And for me, my value bet will be also included in the triple trio. I will be in race 5, number 11, Super Hornet. We just mentioned that in this card, we see that Super Hornet breaking from gate 3, he is possibly the leader, and I expect him to lead. And it is quite impressive to see him last time racing quite well at the City Circus. So maybe this time, Douglas White decided to put his horse at Happy Valley again. He should have he should be quite confident on this horse. And I think that Lau Hewson is also quite suitable for this Super Hornets. So race 5, number 11, Super Hornets will be my value bet. And to recap our value bet on Wednesday, race 3, number 12, Next Model for Steve, race 6, number 12, Zhonghua Jingshen for Joe, and race 5, number 11, Super Hornets from me. And that's all for our preview on this Wednesday at Happy Valley. So it is now counting down, only 9 meetings left before the season ends. I hope that we bring you some winners. So good luck on Wednesday, and we see you next time. Bye.